What's up everyone, Zero here. So I wanted to thank everybody that's subscribed to the channel lately. Really means a lot having your guys' support, and regardless of whether or not this channel ends up becoming something, I'm still going to provide you guys clear and concise, easy to digest guides for Path of Exile and other ARPGs. So just wanted to say a quick thanks. I wanted to put together this video because right about now, the most casual of the gamers are about to probably make it into maps. So I just wanted to put together a quick guide just explaining the mapping system in Path of Exile 2 and maybe just a little bit of mapping strategy to help you guys out. So if you guys like these kinds of videos, if you find my videos helpful at all, please consider subscribing to my channel. I will be putting out content a few times a week as much as I can just due to my work schedule. But without further ado, let's get into it. As you approach the end of the campaign, you're going to start seeing waystones drop. These are going to be your keys for the maps. They work the same as items. So a normal one has no modifiers on it. A magic one has a prefix and a suffix on it. And the rares can have 3 suffixes and 3 prefixes on them. You want to pay attention to what types of modifiers are on the maps based on what build you're playing. So for instance, since I'm an energy shield build, I want to avoid map modifiers that affect my energy shield. And if you rely on cooldowns, there's also things that will affect your cooldown rate. If you look here at PoE2DB, you can see the modifiers that can roll on the maps. Obviously, the best ones to get are going to be rarity, quantity, or anything that affects the pack size or the amount of rare monsters that are in your maps, because that's going to be where the drops are coming from. Waystones work just like items, so you can use your currency to improve the waystone. If I have a normal waystone, I can hit it with a transmute, I can hit it with a augmentation, and then I can also hit it with a regal to make it rare. That's actually not bad. I got 69% increased rarity. It's a tier 2, but that's what you're really looking for, is something like that. If you have the alchemy orbs to use, you can use that and it'll guarantee you 4 modifiers. If you are just swimming in exalts, you can make it with 6 modifiers. Regal it and then hit it twice with an exalt, and that's going to greatly increase the drops that are in your map. Once you run your first tier 1 map, you're going to be asked to do quests from Doriani. The quests are going to require you to complete 10 tier 1s, 10 tier 2s, and so on and so forth. As you get up into the higher tiers, the amount lessens. So it's going to require 8 and then 6, I think, at the very end. Tier 15 is the highest map. However, you can use a Veil Orb to corrupt it and get a higher tier map. If we look here at the atlas, you're going to see these small little emblems above the map. What these indicate are league mechanics. You have Breach, Ritual, Delirium, you have Expedition, you have Corruption, Coalesce Corruption, and you have bosses. As you are going along your atlas, you're going to run into things called Lost Towers. What these allow you to do once they're completed is to socket in precursor tablets to empower the maps in a radius around the tower. As you run the different mechanics that I just went over, they're going to drop the corresponding precursor tablets. Once you run the towers, you socket the precursor tablet in, you're able to put the mechanics into the maps around the tower. So a good strategy is to look for groups of towers, because as you can tell on the precursor tablets, this one says 7 maps, this one says 5 maps, this one says 8 maps. You want to look for groups. That way, the radius of the tower overlaps and you're able to put more mechanics in more maps. That way, they're not so spread out and you have gaps of maps that don't have the league mechanics in them. Every time that you complete a tier quest for Doriani, you're going to get an Atlas passive point. This is your Atlas passive tree. You have the league mechanic trees right here, and then this one in the center is for the Atlas map itself. You have nodes in here that are going to do things like increase the rarity in your maps, increase the waystone drops, increase the pack size in your map. A good strategy in the beginning is to grab all of the waystone nodes. This way you can keep up with waystone sustain. If you're having trouble with sustaining waystones, remember you can always buy lower tier waystones from Doriani, and then you can hop over here to your reforging bench and you can put 3 of them in here and you can get 1 tier higher than the ones you put in. Another good way to sustain maps while you're doing your quests is to path towards the maps that have bosses in them. The bosses always drop higher tier waystones. Once you complete the quests, you can respec these into whatever you want. What I did on this, I just used Fubgun's tree. It just focuses on increasing the explicit modifiers on your waystones, which are just the suffixes and prefixes. It also increases pack size, and it also has a chance to double the effect of the precursor tablets that you put in your Lost Towers. I will be making separate videos on the specific league mechanics like Breach, Delirium, Ritual. I have yet to find a Citadel, and I've been running maps like crazy. So as soon as I do run into those, I will make some other videos on how to do the endgame content. There is a pinnacle boss for the Atlas, and it does require you to hit 3 Citadels, and then you're able to have a chance to fight them. So I don't want to buy the stuff even though I'm on Trade League. I still might end up doing that just so I can get it done. But as it stands right now, I'm pretty sure that they're going to end up patching the RNG for the Citadels. There are a lot of people running into issues with finding them. The corruption on the maps will make the level inside the map 1 level higher, so the monsters will be 1 level higher. And the coalesce corruption means once you kill enemies in a pack that are close together, they spawn another pack of more powerful enemies. So those are really good modifiers to get on your maps if you're trying to juice the content. So just to sum it up for you guys real quick, you want to pay attention to the icons that are above the map nodes. Avoid wasting your high tier waystones on maps that do not have good modifiers on them. Look for tower clusters so that you're able to use your precursor tablets more efficiently. Pay attention to the path that you're taking, because that is going to be very beneficial so that you aren't wasting the mechanics that are inside the maps. If you're running into waystone sustain problems, make sure that you are using at least 2 mod waystones. Try to aim for 4 if you have the currency for it. Make sure that you're using your precursor tablets that are at least magic. Spec into the Atlas passives that are going to grant you higher and more frequent waystone drops. And if you are dying, make sure to focus on your resistances or whatever mechanic you are using for defense, i.e. evasion, energy shield. Right now, energy shield is really good. I don't know if they're going to buff the other ones and nerf energy shield a little bit or what they're going to do, but they do expect a change to come to that soon. If you guys found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned. I got a lot more guides to come out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.